we are planning on laying the plastic right now. We checked it today. We weren't expecting it to be dry enough. We thought it was going to be dry enough tomorrow to start laying the plastic, but it is dry enough for us to go in right now and start laying it. It is a little bit wetter than we would like, but it is not muddy where it's not allowing the dirt to throw up on the edges. So we're going to do as much as we can today. The only issue we may run into today is with all the wind. It may start lifting up some of the plastic. The air will get underneath the plastic while it's getting laid, and there's like an air bubble, and it can make the plastic start lifting up. And since it is windy, I got to go to the other ranch where we have the plants already in the ground, because my uncle just said that there's plastic lifted up on the peppers that I just fixed the other day, that there's more rows that are flapping around, so I gotta go fix them. All right, luckily it only looks like it's one piece that is lifted up on the plastic over here with the peppers, and my brother's here to help me real quick before he goes to law school. All right, we got about 15 rows done right now. We're gonna be doing 50 rows. We need 25 rows for the melons, 25 rows for the watermelons. And you can see right here, this is when it was really windy in the morning. They got these air bubbles now in the plastic. Whereas over here on these last few rows they did, the wind is starting to die down some, so it's not as bad on these rows. Whereas over here, there's a decent amount of air bubbles, and that's what makes the plastic end up getting lifted up when there's already air in it. And then once we plant, there's obviously all the little holes in the plastic. It easily lifts up all the plastic. We will be planting tomorrow now. So hopefully we'll be able to get at least all of the melons in tomorrow, and then the following day all the watermelon. When we're finished laying all the plastic today, we have to go to the other ranch to pick up the planter and bring it back over here so we can have it all hooked up ready for tomorrow morning. Got about an hour and a half left. We got 27 rows we're gonna put on this side, and we did 33 on this side, so we're doing a total of 60 rows instead of the 50. And the plants are gonna be here soon. Just got the trailer ready for when the tractor's done. The plants are here right now, and we are seeing how they look. Ooh, the watermelon germ is not the greatest. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, the melons look pretty good. They're finishing up the last row right now. Now we're gonna go to the other property, go pick up our planter to bring it here. Yeah. Tractor is all set up, ready for planting tomorrow, and we're gonna start planting probably about 6 in the morning tomorrow. It is planting day. We are putting in the second planting of watermelons, but I have to come back and get some more watermelons for them because the germ is so bad on them that they're not gonna be able to make it there and back without running out of the watermelon. So I have to go get them some more and meet them halfway back down the field, which the trailer of on the planter, all the plants that fit on there should easily make it there and back with 2 rows, but obviously since the germ is so bad, it's probably barely gonna make a row. We're also hooking up all of the irrigation lines right now. This section is gonna be the watermelons, that field is gonna be all the melons. This is the first row of watermelons that just went in. Since this variety of watermelon did not have a good germ and we knew we were going to be short and we needed more, we went to a different nursery that had the seeds available that we ordered 2,000 transplants, so they put them in for us and I had to go pick them up a couple hours away.
He told me to explain what we're doing. So we got this fancy smancy hole puncher that pokes holes into this blue lay flat, which is the manifold that puts the water through, and we have the hoses, which this one's unnecessarily long. Don't need them to be that big, but anyways, he pokes the holes. We shove the hose through the hole, it goes through the lay flat like that, and then once it does, then we connect this end to the hose right here. We have to cut this piece and connect it, so then there's water all the way through the rows and we'll be good to go. And if everything works out and it doesn't kink right here on the hose part when we connect it to the lay flat, then we'll get water at the ends of the rows and we'll be good to go, and we don't have to fix anything. And if we don't get water at the ends of the rows, then that means there's something wrong over here, and then we got more work to do. So okay, it is almost the end of day for us today. We are almost done with the watermelons. Here we are. These are the rows that are left over that we still need to complete, which if all goes well, the rest of the watermelons will be finished right there. Our plan is for our farming to grow, get larger. We are planting definitely a lot more stuff this season than we have in the prior seasons. We're pretty much doubling, not in melons and watermelons, but in other crops. So we are teaching our workers on planting. They plant a little slower than us for sure, because we definitely would be farther, but that's the whole business model here. We got to have more workers so that we could be able to grow. So we got to teach new people to be able to plant, and they're doing a good job, just at a slower pace, and the plants look definitely good. But this is it for today, and then tomorrow we'll finish up watermelons, and then we'll go on to the melons.
All right, well, we were going to irrigate the plants right now because this is the last row our workers are finishing up on, and they ran out of the seedless watermelon, so we had to go bring them some watermelon real quick before we go back and irrigate all the plants.
To end our day, Damien is watering the rest of the plants right now that we have left over that we still have to plant. Some of these plants are dry, so we just got to make sure that they're moist enough for the following day, because if not, when we're planting them and they're too dried out, they'll stress them out. Sometimes they can't recover and they'll just wilt over and die. So we're just making sure all the plants that are left over that haven't got planted are getting water, so they're nice and fresh for tomorrow morning.
Day 2 of planting. We just finished up the watermelons and we are starting on the first variety of melons. I'm going to be taking over driving the tractor while our workers plant, because my uncle needs to go check on the other plants at the other ranch to see if they need to be irrigated. We are taking lunch right now. We got 2 varieties left on the planter. The bottom ones are one variety, all of the top is a different variety, and then we have 3 different varieties left in the trailer, and these are all of the melons that we got left. We are hoping to finish everything by 3, maybe a little bit after 3, and we will have all of the melons and all of the watermelons in, and then we'll be done planting until a couple weeks. We're gonna be putting in another planting, obviously about 17-18 days. The melons germ is so much better than the watermelons germ. This was the tray after planting melons. You got one right here, another, and one right here. So there's 3 out of all this tray, which is 162 that didn't germ. This is the watermelon one, obviously, and the watermelons are more expensive versus the melons. Watermelon seeds are about 50 cents each of the varieties that we get, so each 2 of these is basically $1 that didn't germ. And there's multiple trays of watermelon ones that look like that, and we have tried multiple varieties of watermelons. Just that's what we end up getting on the watermelons.